It's been a very historic, very important past 2 weeks, right? Since, drum roll please, we elected a new president of our country, of the United States of America. New president and vice president, President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. And I'm very excited about this. And I know lots of people are very excited about this. So I'm just really happy about that. And I think it's just exciting to have this hope coming and, a future that we are not as afraid of as I was afraid of the future if the outcome had been otherwise. So I just like, our former First Lady, or as she is fondly referred to as our forever First Lady, Michelle Obama. I just love her. She's always so inspiring. I actually got to see her speak at the TD Garden, at the Garden in Boston, when she was on her book tour for I cannot get my words out sometimes, for her memoir, Becoming. So anyway, I got to see her speak about 2 years ago, and it was incredible, so inspiring just to be in a physical space with her and hear all of her thoughts. So anyway, I just remember she was saying, Michelle Obama, in one of her tweets and all of these, statements and things, that we're celebrating the return of competence and decency to the White House. So I totally agree with that. And just, we're celebrating, I think just more hope for focus on human rights and really helping people, all people. And I think it's, pretty silly that we have to say this, but I'm glad that we now are going to have an administration that believes in science. Isn't that silly that we are grateful for that? But it's true. And I love how our new First Lady, Jill Biden, I just think it's so wonderful that she's an educator. So that's really cool. And I'm excited for the new education department under our new administration under President Biden. I think that will be a lot better, huge improvement to our current education department with our current administration. And of course, the huge historic news of this election was just the excitement of Vice President Kamala Harris, the first female vice president or president in our country. That's huge news. So wonderful and so inspiring. And the first Black woman, just that's awesome too. And she has lots of different ethnicities, and so it's just amazing. It's so exciting, so wonderful for us as wow, I really cannot talk in these videos sometimes. For us as a people, as Americans, it's just great. And it's so inspiring for young girls growing up now to, have that representation, to be able to see themselves and think, wow, I could be vice president or president one day. So it's just great news. So here we go. Here's the shaker. We will do the shaker celebrating our new president and vice president in the United States. Hooray! And cheers to a better future. I know it's still a really tough time. One of the most difficult times in the history of our country, with the pandemic and all of the racial tensions and unrest that is still very much happening and not going away anytime soon. There's a ton of work to do, and just so much we have to do as a country. We still have so much division that was already there and just was made so much worse in the past 4 years. So it's really tough, but I think this is a really very important first step toward positive change in a positive future for our country. So I'm really excited, and I think we all needed that after this really difficult, sad year of 2020. I think that was a much needed development for our country. So anyway, moving on. I'm just going to keep these somewhat brief, my little chit-chatting topics. Okay, and I know I have talked in previous chit-chatting segments of these videos. I've talked about what I miss about pre-COVID life, and it's really helped me just to get it out, everything I miss. But one thing I realized I had not talked about was how I really miss babysitting. So babysitting and nannying, they've always been regular parts of my life, big parts of my life. I've been babysitting since I was 12 or 13 years old, and it's always been, like I said, just a constant in my life. Like in high school, I started nannying and then nannied throughout summers in college, and then just throughout all of my adult life, I've been babysitting pretty regularly, like a couple times a week or once every weekend or every 2 weekends. I've done, yeah, like I said, very regular babysitting with just families from over the years. Some families I met through a different old job, and some families from my current job, although I always made it a personal rule to wait to babysit families until after the child had graduated from my class. I never have liked to babysit a child who's currently in my class. I just don't like to kind of cross that line and like confuse the line between babysitter and teacher, since babysitting is such a personal thing. So I've always just made it a personal rule. I like to wait until the child has graduated from my class, and then I like to babysit them because it's nice to keep in touch and, you know, see them grow and just continue to build that relationship that we started when they were a student in my class. And it's really, babysitting is just such a special, really wonderful thing. I love it, and I love just forming these personal connections with different families. And so I just really miss it. The last babysitting or nannying I did was my nannying job while my school was closed, and that was just one family to play it extra safe. And so anyway, since my school has been reopened, I have just been playing it really safe, and I have done absolutely no babysitting. We have been very highly discouraged anyway, basically not allowed to babysit right now anyway, especially like kids who go to our school, because the whole point of the current setup at my school is that all the classrooms are separate, and it's only, you know, each classroom is only with that set of kids and those teachers, and there's absolutely no cross-contamination. So of course babysitting would defeat the whole purpose of that. So yeah, I have done no babysitting for any families whatsoever. So I just really miss it. Yeah, and it's not just the extra income I miss, although of course I miss that, but it's just helpful, you know. As a teacher, you don't make that much money, so it's nice to add some income to the savings account, right? But no, I really just miss it because I genuinely enjoy babysitting, and I find so much joy in it, and it's just different from, you know, teaching a class of children. Babysitting is just really, really enjoyable. So yeah, I really miss it. It feels very strange to have like weekends and evenings with absolutely no babysitting, because like I said, it used to be just a very regular, constant part of my life. And then the other things I miss, well, I've already talked about all the other things I miss in other videos, but I'll just briefly say what I miss because I just still miss these things. I really miss family time, and I really miss just going out and just being out in the world with other people in group experiences and group settings, like live experiences, like live music. I really miss concerts. I just miss like going out and having fun, like karaoke, going out dancing and seeing live theater, plays, musicals. I just miss all of that. All the virtual experiences have been cool. Like, actually, this afternoon, I just saw my friend perform in this whole Zoom theater performance. She was in a short little play, and then it was a whole bunch of other plays, really quick plays. And I was impressed at how they did it all through Zoom. And the plays included props, and they were like passing props from one actor's Zoom screen to another, so they had to practice how to do that to make it look natural. And it's just cool, how people have adapted. And of course, there's always live streams for music and different performances and things like that. So, those are fun and exciting. It's just not the same, and I just miss being out and all of those experiences. But of course, like I was saying earlier, it's just the most important thing is to prioritize health and safety and keeping the virus from spreading. So that needs to be everyone's top priority. It's just been very, very difficult, especially the longer time goes on. Okay. And another thing I need to chat about is give you a little update on how my social media detox is going so far. I am 5 days in, so I'm on day 5. I started my social media detox on Wednesday. It is now Sunday night. So on that Tuesday night, I deleted all of my social media apps off my phone. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, which I don't use that as often, although it's really fun and addicting. And, you think, oh, it's going to be so quick because TikTok videos are so quick. But then you watch one and then you watch another. They're so fun, though. I think you have to be really clever with your editing and, with everything to make like a good TikTok video. So I think that's a cool platform. And I have fun watching TikToks. I've never made one myself. I think that's the only social media platform where I'm just a 100% consumer, not a producer at all. I don't put any of my own content out. But for everything else, I definitely am relatively active. I like to post, and I really enjoy it. So anyway, point is, 5 days in, I honestly just really miss social media. I was, expecting all these wonderful results from taking this, or doing this detox. Like, oh, I'm going to feel so much freer and lighter, and it's going to free up my, mental space, and I'll just have all this extra time, and it's going to be great. But I think it's just been tough at the beginning since I'm only 5 days in. Like, I'm just still in that adjustment period because I really am. I think I was addicted. Like, I was just spending too much time on social media, which is why I wanted to do the detox. So yeah, I've just had a tough adjustment. It was so much a part of all my like daily routines in a bad way. Like, that's why I decided to do it. Like, the first morning on Wednesday when I woke up, I was so used to, like, way too soon after waking up, I was like just checking Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. And I mean, of course, I've read everything that, recommends to not do that and to start your morning in a very healthy way and like wake up and stretch and maybe meditate or just like sip your tea and, slowly ease into your day. Don't just wake up and be like scrolling, what's going on in this world? And, immediately just like overwhelm yourself with all the news and all the everything. Like, that's really not a good way to start your day, but I think that's what a lot of people end up doing, and that's what I was doing. So yeah, it has been nice to just avoid social media, but I still am reading the news, and so I'm still overwhelmed by everything going on in the world and all of the horrible, just really tragic, awful coronavirus news, especially right now, because we're, right in this second wave, second surge of COVID. Just all really bad news, like, the worst numbers right now of the entire pandemic are right now. So stuff like that is just really hard to read. It's just like, wow, okay, that stinks, So because I'm still keeping up with news, it's like I really don't feel like this huge weight lifted off my shoulders just from being off social media. But I do feel like less overwhelmed, I guess, because, you know, when you start scrolling and like it just gets overwhelming on um, Instagram and Twitter, it's just like so much on the senses all at once. Um, but at the same time, I really enjoy it. And so I really actually, even though I'm only 5 days in, I really miss social media. Um, I like the feeling of connection that it provides. I like connecting with friends and family and um, just feeling like we're all in this community, even people I don't even know, but I just feel like I can connect to them. And, you know, it's interesting to see other people's thoughts and opinions and suggestions and ideas. And it's just cool. It has so many benefits. And I, I feel like especially now with like, as we're in this, you know, second wave of COVID and, you know, people are really encouraged to just spend time in your homes and not be out a lot and all of that. Like, you know, that's, I think, a great time for social media to really connect people who, you know, we all can't be together in person like normal. So yeah, that's the update. Is 5 days in. I really miss social media, and I'm having a tough time. But I'm doing it. I mean, I cheated a few times, but not like full on cheating. But I definitely am addicted. And when you're addicted to something, it's like hard to just go full on cold turkey immediately. So I did. Okay, so for instance, my quick little cheating, which I need to stop because every time I've done it, I'm like, oh no, I'm cheating on my social media detox. But okay, so for instance, with Instagram and Twitter, even though I logged out of those things or those platforms on my laptop and I deleted the app off my phone, a couple times I've just used an internet browser and just, you know, typed in Instagram.com/ and then like my sister's, for example, because her Instagram is public and I just really enjoy her posts and her photos. And so I, you know, wanted to see if she posted anything. That's just a sign that social media really is like kind of addicting, and you really do get so used to like keeping up with what people are up to and seeing their photos and everything that I did feel compelled to do that a few times. And I thought, well, it's not so bad because, you know, I'm not actually on the app and I'm not on getting the full experience, you know, because I didn't log in. So you couldn't really do all the same things you can do when you're logged in or when you're on the app, which is kind of a bare minimum, quick little thing. And I mean, the thing of when you're actually in the app of, say, Instagram, it's like, that's when it gets to be a time suck and you know, are so easily led from one post to another post to this and that and click on that hashtag and then you're in this and then you're watching this video and then you're watching that video and, you know, so for me, it was just, I deliberately like visited my sister's page and then visited a few other pages that were public, but it was still cheating. So I still feel really guilty, and somehow putting it out on this video makes me feel better because at least I'm admitting that I cheated. But I need to stop the cheating. No more. Even going on, you know, a just website and just doing that is still breaking my social media detox, so I will not do that anymore. So I'm going to officially stop that. I'm putting it out there on this video. That's my update so far, as I do feel like so far I've just had kind of a tough time adjusting to no social media, and I do miss it. But I'm sure as my experiment goes on, the more I get into it, it will have lots of positive impacts. I'm sure it's just been a little tough initial adjustment to my lifestyle, but yeah, like for instance, I know that just the more I get used to it, I'll start getting into these good rhythms of all my goals for my detox, which were things like write in my journal every night and practice my ukulele a few times a week for, you know, solid chunk of time that's not interrupted. And I just feel like, yeah, without social media, I'm able to, you know, hopefully be more focused and less kind of distracted. And then what else? I know. Oh, okay. Well, this is kind of related, a little bit of a tangent, but I was just thinking about the positive impact of social media and how great it can be. I was reminded of it while I was watching this amazing movie last night. So good. I highly recommend it. It's called The Broken Hearts Gallery, and it's just a really, really well written, well done movie. It's written and directed by a woman. I don't know her name off the top of my head. You can look it up. But it was just one of the best movies I've watched all year. Like, so good. So I just really recommend it if you like kind of feel good, like romantic comedy type movies, or kind of a little sappy if you like sappy things like I do, but not too sappy. Like, I liked it was genuine. I felt like the characters were really genuine, and the plot was just really cool and relatable. I mean, everyone has had broken hearts, and so the kind of general premise was the lead. She's a young woman, like in her mid-20s, and she's gone through all these heartbreaks and saved all these mementos from every heartbreak, and has collected just so many little tchotchkes and different things from all these past relationships, and she's just surrounded herself with all these mementos. But then all her roommates and friends and people in her life have been trying to convince her to let things go and get rid of things. And then you can watch the movie or read about it, but basically she is really interested in art and art galleries, and she works at an art gallery. And then the point is, she ends up starting her own underground art gallery that's called the Broken Hearts Gallery, where she asks people in New York City, where it takes place. Like, she uses social media to, tell people where to come, and then drop off, let go of their mementos from past relationships, from their heartbreaks, and by, putting them in a gallery and then recording a little kind of explanation of what it is that they're letting go of, and that little story of that relationship. It's just a really, freeing thing for them to do, and it's really great psychologically to do that, and she's helping so many people, and it's basically just a really good movie. You should watch it. I was in tears by the end of it. So good. I felt like I had a kindred spirit in the main character. I related to her in a lot of ways. Okay, so basically, it just got me thinking about social media is why I talked about all of that, because that's how the main character, Lucy, got the word out to start this underground Broken Hearts Gallery, which she used Twitter and Instagram, all these different social medias with hashtags that, like the Broken Heart Gallery. She was able to get a big following and make it into a really big successful thing. So I thought that was a cool way to use social media. And then I was thinking, wow, I feel like every city, like every place, every community needs some kind of public Broken Hearts Gallery, because that is a really good thing to do, is just let go of things that you're holding on to, and then you think, why am I holding on to this, kind of thing. Anyway, okay, so I think I chatted about everything I have in my little notebook of talking points, and then as I've been recording this, I've decided that yet again, I'm going to keep these videos separate, the story and then this chit-chat and everything else, just because otherwise it's just way too long of a video. So I will do the virtual hugs. I'm going to put that in the story time video, because I think that makes more sense. It's more for the children, all my little lovey friends, Ollie and Llama and Earthy. So anyway, if you liked that tradition, if you want to see those virtual hugs, check out the other video, the storytime video. Okay, so since I'm doing the virtual hugs on the storytime video, I don't really have this big exciting closing for this video, but I'll just say, take care of yourself, take care of everyone around you, be safe, be smart, be cautious, also take care of the earth, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!